Giving, which is GiveSI. We're here with Michelle from the Southern Illinois Community Foundation and our special guest, which I cannot wait to ask some questions here because I'm excited. We have Laura Cates-Duncan of the Jackson County Historical Society to kind of let you know a little bit about what they do, what their funds they're raising for are going to, and hopefully to answer one of the biggest questions in my mind. But I'm not going to make this about me. I'm going to hold out on my question, but I'm going to, hopefully she's ready for this. But Laura, welcome to our Day of Giving for GiveSI.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about the Jackson County Historical Society and what you're going to be using this money for.
Okay. Well, we are a nonprofit organization that was established in 1969, so we've been around much longer than most people realize. It's becoming less frequent that visitors come in and say, I didn't have any idea you were here. But when I first started volunteering 10 years ago, that was a frequent refrain from people. So we've been around since 69. We see ourselves as having two purposes primarily, and that is to assist people with their family and topical research, and then to serve as the primary repository for county-wide history for Jackson County.
So tell me what this process looks like when someone, comes to you and says, hey, this is what I need. What does that process entail?
Okay, well, we receive inquiries from several different venues. People call in, some people personally visit, email, Facebook inquiries, website inquiries, but really the process is the same for any of those. They will pose a question to us, and then we'll start by going to, we have family files, a large cache of family files, subject files that have been accumulated over the years and built upon. We have a modest library, a huge photograph collection, just huge, and then a small textiles collection, which we rely on a little less frequently. And then we also use online research tools like newspapers.com and ancestry.com or family search. So,
where are you located? What is it close to? Where is it at?
We are located at 1616 Edith Street in Murfreesboro.
Okay.
So just 2 blocks off of Walnut Street, south of Walnut Street.
Nice. So you get a lot of questions, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll just jump right into this because she's nervous.
She looks nervous.
No, I know you're nervous. So obviously, history, the biggest things right now are on podcasts are murder mysteries and all this history stuff. Have you guys ever worked with any type of investigation, any type of Netflix show? Have you ever had anybody you had to do research to where there would be some, for some TV or movie?
The only example of that I can think of is, and it was before I started volunteering, but we did have 2 visitors. The gentleman who starred in the movie about a huge tornado, and I'm not a movie buff, so I don't remember the name of that movie.
Okay.
Back in the maybe 90s.
Maybe it was Twister.
Twister, thank you, yes.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
So one of the main stars from that movie and then one of their crew visited the Historical Society, and I think they showed them pictures of the 1925 tornado that we have in our collection. And I wasn't there, so I don't know what else took place. I don't know how much they really relied on us for research, but they did stop by and visit.
So is all the research public? Like anybody could kind of come in? So if someone wanted to start their own podcast or wanted to do their own Netflix series, could they come in and talk to you guys? I'm trying to build this up to try to make this really intriguing, but you could say no.
They can. Just based on my experiences, I don't know how extensively we would be able to help someone.
But it could
come in and gather some facts, some fact finding.
It's just amazing because we live in a world now where history is like a Google search away, right? Mm-hmm. But you miss out on those little individual stories where you get to connect with a person and they have all the extra details that go with what they've collected, because every one of you, I have no doubt, collects information and still has memory of what other things went on right there, and just that experience in one-on-one. I think you want to start a crime podcast, don't you?
Oh, I'd be great at it. I would be. But, more than just that, you post some amazing photos on Facebook. So these really historic photos that, normally people may not ever even get the chance to see. And I know when you post those, they always catch my eye. And so what is that like to be able to bring that back for some people, to be able to give that to a generation which may not have ever been able to see photos like the ones that you're doing on Facebook? And of course, to everyone who's listening, if you haven't checked out your Facebook page, it just has a ton of unique photos that are, obviously historical in nature, but just are ones that, as soon as I see them, they catch my eye, and, I can already see there's a story in them. And I may not know what that story is, but I can kind of start to make my own, right? I can almost envision what's happening, during that time frame, in that picture, during that moment in time.
Yeah, it's great. The young man, Nick Quigley, is the primary person who posts those photos on our Facebook page. And Nick started just shortly after I did at the Historical Society. And our Facebook page, I don't think we had about 100 followers at that time. And I don't even know where we are now. I haven't looked to see, but posting those photos, people love those old photos. And so our Facebook page has really grown thanks to Nick and his posting the pictures and doing the little bit of research he has time to do.
So there's definitely an interest to preserve history, obviously based on your page and the people that come into there. So I'm hoping that anybody that's listening that has a love of history, loves those photos. Now you've got me intrigued. Now I'm going to have to go check out in between. I don't know how much time we're going to have in between 30 hours, but I'm going to have to check out some of these photos of Jackson County Historical Society. But if they're interested, they can follow you, of course, but we're hoping that they donate so you can work on some other projects to continue to preserve, to provide these resources to people, because if we don't have this, what's going to happen?
If we don't have something like the Historical Society, well, I think the obvious answer is things are going to be forgotten. They're going to be lost. We're seeing with the coming, I don't know if it's your generation, but maybe a generation
it's not ours.
Below you.
We're older. Okay. We're both old.
Okay, well,
he's much older.
I may go off on a little bit of a rabbit trail here. But
it's okay.
We have so many people who come in and they're either cleaning out their parents' home or they're working on their own stash, their own collection. And the common refrain is, my kids don't want this. Nobody in our family cares about this stuff. So they come to us, and thank goodness they do, rather than just tossing it. But, I hope that turns. And then I think people, as they get older and they mature, I see this with my own sons, the interest eventually comes. But I don't know, people right now, I think there's just a generation that they're not about things and stuff, and they want to live minimalistic, and so they're all about keeping it all cleaned out. And, to get rid of that stuff. So
you know what that says to me?
What does that say to you?
We are the ones to preserve this.
We have to,
right? Like, it's up to us. So
donate.
Yes.
So donate, and get the word out there, right?
Yes.
And let people know and the importance, because if they do appreciate these amazing photos, well, you shouldn't be the only ones to preserve these photos, right? It can be a family heirloom. It can be a family responsibility to pass these on generation after generation. So,
and write on the back of the photos.
Oh, okay.
If someone's still living who knows even one person in that photo,
there you go.
Write with a soft lead pencil or a soft pen on the back of that photo. Do it now.
My grandmother always told me that. That was one thing that she always told me, and I wish I had taken that advice now. But I can see how important that could be, So tell us a little bit about where the donations are going to go. How are you going to use those donations to impact the community, and what does that look like?
Okay. Well, if it's all right, I'm going to start by saying that we currently operate on very modest budget of about $15,000 a year.
Wow.
And that comes primarily from our membership dues.
Mhm.
That's enough to cover our basic needs, or like utilities and our insurance. But whenever there's something unexpected that comes up, then we're strapped. And that just happened. This is a little disgusting to talk about, but we just recently in the last few weeks had a major sewage.
It happens.
So we're now faced with a major repair work there. But on a lighter, better, happier note, speaking of going back to the tornado, one of the things that is an out of ordinary expense that we would like to see happen, and we are already making plans for it, is a commemorative celebration or commemorative memorial. You hate to use the word celebration, of the 100th anniversary of the 25 tornado, which is coming up in 2025.
Yeah.
So we already have a committee, an excited committee that's working on plans to have offer public events over a 3-day period in 2025. The big expense for that would be what we would like to do is to honor, there were over 400 people that died in that tornado. So we would like to be able to commission the production of a large stone with all of those people's names engraved on it. But that's about a $30,000 to $35,000 expense, as we've gotten an estimate for that. So that's going to be something that's out of our reach without some help, some serious help. On a more ongoing, everyday kind of need, we would really like to. So many of these things have a domino effect. We would like to be able to offer more educational programs to our members and to the public than we have traditionally in the past. An example of that would be in October, we secured a Rhodes Scholar, ROAD, Rhodes Scholar, through the Illinois Humanities. And a lady came down and spoke about her mother, and it was very interesting. Her mother was a WAC in World War II. And they had saved all of her mother's letters. And so she came down and taught.
Wow.
Did a really neat presentation. I learned a lot about what it was like to be a WAC and what they went through and how many there were. But anyway, we would like to be able to present more of those types of educational and informational opportunities to people. We're hoping with some financial assistance that will help us take some actions to increase our visibility in the community. And here's where the domino effect comes in. By increasing our visibility, then we would hope that we have more opportunities to talk to people about volunteering with the Historical Society. And if we can expand our volunteer base, then most importantly, we would like to increase our business hours. We currently only have the volunteer staff to be able to be open 2 afternoons a week, so it's about 6 hours total during each week. So that would be awesome to be able to expand those business hours. Pre-COVID, we had 3 days and 1 evening a week, and so we cut it back since COVID. But trying to keep our volunteers and our patrons provided with up-to-date technology, hardware and software, that's constant challenge for a small institution like ours. We subscribe to several online subscription services, and we use them all the time. So that's important. We'd like to be able to offer, we did this last year. We had a cemetery walk. We hosted a cemetery walk at Open Cemetery in Carbondale, and it went over very well, and we really enjoyed. It was hard work, but we enjoyed putting that on. But we would like to do one of those each year at a different cemetery in Jackson County. It's not a huge expense, but it's just it's not a necessity. So
time and putting it together. And is it a fundraiser too that you try to do? Is it?
No, it really wasn't. We had our donation box out there.
Oh, okay.
And we were, we had our applications for memberships out there, but we weren't pushing fundraising. No. Just all about trying to get get ourselves out there and get our name out there and getting the public to realize we're here. So.
Well, Laura, thank you for coming in and sharing the Jackson County Historical Society. I learned a lot. Hopefully I didn't throw you off with my, my pot. I'm trying to find you.
About the violence podcast that comes through me.
Well, sometimes younger generations, right? We got to find ways to get them involved. And then out of all this, I learned, and I think you did too, and from your grandma, right on the back of photos, the people's names and dates. So there you go, people. If you want to donate to the Jackson County Historical Society, they need you. We need you, because we need to preserve that history for not just a short period of time, but for forever. So you can go scroll down, look in the comment section, the description, and click on that and look for the Jackson County Historical Society and donate.
What a tremendous asset,
right?
For Jackson County. Incredible.
I'm always amazed at the number of just resources available. And now I'm going to go, and you need to too, go follow them on social media and check out these amazing photos.
And in Murfreesboro, Illinois, there's a Jackson County Historical Society in Missouri. Sorry. But
no.
When you enter the Facebook page, I'm sure you plug in Murfreesboro.
There you go. All right. Thank you again for coming in, Laura. Have a wonderful and good luck to you guys.